SM Entertainment. SM Entertainment is often credited with helping build the modern K-pop system. The company introduced the large-scale trainee structure that later became normal across the industry, creating polished idol groups with carefully planned concepts, strict training schedules, and global marketing strategies. But alongside that success came years of criticism about how harsh the system could be behind the scenes. One of the biggest controversies involved the so-called slave contracts that became widely discussed during the late 2000s. Former tvxq members Jae-jung, Yoo-chun, and Junsu filed a lawsuit against the company in 2009, arguing that their 13-year contracts were unfair and gave the artists almost no control over their schedules or income. The case shocked the industry because tvxq was one of the biggest groups in Asia at the time, and it forced the public to pay attention to how idols were being managed. The lawsuit eventually then led to changes in South Korean entertainment contract laws. Years later though, similar problems appeared again when EXO members Chris, Luhan, and Tao separately filed lawsuits against SM while the group was still massively popular. All three mentioned issues connected to health, exhaustion, unfair treatment, and lack of freedom. Fans also criticized SM for how it handled artist safety, especially during the height of Sasein culture, when obsessive fans stalked idols, broke into dorms, followed cars, and invaded private schedules. The company was often accused of failing to properly protect artists despite repeated incidents. SM has also faced backlash over cultural appropriation controversies, inconsistent promotion between Korean and foreign members, and accusations that some artists were overworked while others were left inactive for long periods. In 2023, the company's internal conflict became public during a management battle involving founder Lee Soo-man, HYBE, and Kakao. The situation exposed financial disputes, alleged hidden business arrangements, and disagreements over who controlled one of the most influential companies in Korean entertainment. For many fans, it revealed how unstable even the biggest entertainment agencies can become behind closed doors. YG Entertainment. YG Entertainment built its brand around a very different image from traditional idol companies. While many agencies focused on polished and carefully controlled idols, YG promoted artists with a more rebellious, hip-hop-inspired style. Groups like bigbang, 2NE1, and Blackpink became internationally famous under the company, helping YG grow into one of the big three agencies in K-pop. But over time, the company became surrounded by scandals that seriously damaged its reputation. The largest was the Burning Sun scandal, which exploded in 2019 and quickly became one of the darkest controversies in Korean entertainment history. The scandal began with investigations connected to a nightclub associated with bigbang member Seungri, but it soon expanded into allegations involving illegal prostitution mediation, hidden camera crimes, corruption, police connections, assault cases, and drug investigations. Even though not every crime directly involved YG as a company, the public strongly connected the scandal to the agency because of Seungri's position and the influence surrounding the people involved. Around the same time, YG founder Yang Hyun-suk faced accusations involving illegal gambling, attempts to interfere with investigations, and intimidating witnesses connected to drug-related cases. He stepped down from his position as public pressure intensified. Fans also criticized YG for how it handled its artists for years before the scandal. Blackpink fans repeatedly complained about extremely long gaps between music releases despite the group's worldwide popularity, arguing that the company focused more on luxury branding than music output. 2NE1's disbandment created another major backlash, especially after member Park Bom faced intense public scrutiny during a medication controversy involving prescriptions for anxiety treatment. Many fans believed the company failed to protect her during the situation and later abandoned the group too quickly. Former iKON member BI also left the company after allegations connected to attempted drug purchases surfaced online, even before investigations were fully completed. Over time, YG developed a reputation for secrecy, inconsistent management, and allowing controversies to grow quietly until they exploded publicly. JYP Entertainment. JYP Entertainment is usually seen as one of the more organized and publicly friendly companies in K-pop, especially compared to some of its competitors. The company often promotes a cleaner image and has been praised at times for allowing artists to take mental health breaks instead of forcing them to continue schedules while struggling. Still, JYP has faced plenty of criticism throughout its history. One recurring issue involved the intense beauty and weight standards placed on trainees and idols. Former artists and trainees have spoken about strict diets, regular weigh-ins, and pressure to maintain unrealistic body standards, something that reflects a wider problem throughout the K-pop industry. GOT7 fans spent years accusing the company of poor promotion and limiting the group creatively despite their international success. Members hinted multiple times that they wanted more involvement in their music and better management. When all 7 members eventually left JYP while keeping the group together independently, many fans saw it as confirmation that the relationship between the group and company had been strained for years. Twice also faced concerns during periods of non-stop schedules, especially when several members took hiatuses due to anxiety and health issues. While some praised the company for allowing breaks, others argued the schedule should never have become so overwhelming in the first place. JYP has additionally faced criticism over cultural appropriation controversies involving hairstyles, fashion, and concepts used in performances. Some debut concepts involving younger idols also created discomfort among audiences who felt certain styling choices were too mature for minors. Even though JYP often avoids scandals on the level of some other companies, criticism toward its management style and idol treatment has remained consistent for years. HYBE became a global entertainment powerhouse after BTS transformed from an underdog group into one of the biggest music acts in the world. The company expanded rapidly, buying smaller labels and building an enormous business structure that stretched far beyond traditional K-pop management. As HYBE grew larger, though, criticism toward the company also became more intense. Some fans argued that the company became overly corporate, focusing more on profits, branding, and expansion than artist individuality. Complaints about expensive merchandise, fan memberships, and ticket pricing became common, especially during large tours and exclusive fan events. HYBE also received backlash over concerns about artist schedules and working conditions inside the wider idol system connected to the company. But one of the biggest controversies came in 2024 during the public conflict between HYBE and Adore CEO Min Hee-jin. The dispute quickly became messy and extremely public, involving accusations of corporate betrayal, leaked private messages, internal audits, and arguments over creative ownership connected to newjeans. Fans became deeply divided, with some supporting HYBE's corporate authority while others believed Min Hee-jin was being targeted unfairly despite helping create one of the most successful girl groups of the generation. The conflict also sparked larger conversations about how much control entertainment companies have over young artists and how vulnerable idols can become during power struggles between executives. HYBE has additionally faced criticism over AI-related projects, fan data collection concerns through its platforms, and fears that K-pop was becoming increasingly commercialized under giant entertainment corporations. For some fans, HYBE represents both the global success of modern K-pop and the growing concerns about how industrialized the industry has become. Starship Entertainment. Starship Entertainment rose steadily through groups like Sister, Monsta X, WJSN, Gravity, and IVE, becoming one of the stronger mid-sized entertainment companies in Korea. But like many agencies connected to survival shows, Starship became linked to the Produce series vote manipulation scandal. Investigations later revealed that rankings on Produce 101 and Produce X 101 had been manipulated behind the scenes, affecting which trainees debuted and which contestants were eliminated. Because Starship trainees participated heavily in the series, the company became connected to the public backlash surrounding the scandal. Many fans felt betrayed because viewers had spent money and emotionally invested themselves into what they believed was a fair voting process. Starship also faced criticism during the situation involving Monsta X member Wonho. After old accusations and rumors resurfaced online, Wonho left the group extremely quickly, leading many fans to believe the company failed to protect him properly. Months later, several major accusations against him were cleared, causing even more frustration among fans who felt his departure could have been prevented. The company has additionally faced criticism over artist scheduling, unequal promotions between members, and concerns about overworking idols during periods of heavy activity. HYBE Entertainment. HYBE Entertainment has built successful groups across multiple generations of K-pop, including Beast, 4 Minute, BTOB, Pentagon, and Idol. But despite producing talented artists, the company has developed a reputation for management decisions that often frustrate both fans and idols. One of the company's most infamous controversies involved Hyuna and Dawn. After dating rumors spread publicly, the two artists confirmed their relationship themselves rather than denying it through the company. HYBE responded by announcing they would remove both artists from the agency, claiming trust had been broken. The reaction caused massive backlash internationally because many people felt the company was punishing artists simply for being in a relationship. Fans criticized HYBE for treating dating as a scandal instead of protecting the artists from unnecessary hate. The company later reversed parts of its statements, but the damage was already done, and both eventually left the agency. HYBE has also been criticized for inconsistent promotions and long periods of inactivity for certain groups. Fans of CLC especially accused the company of wasting the group's potential despite strong international support and unique concepts. Pentagon's career momentum was also affected after Dawn's departure, with many fans believing the company failed to properly manage the aftermath. Even when HYBE groups achieve success, the company often faces criticism for poor communication and sudden decisions that leave both fans and artists confused about the future.